one of the most, if not the most, famous fortune tellers of modern society. And we're talking about Marie Anne Lenormand. Pardon my French. She was born in 1772. She had a very rough childhood because she became an orphan very early, and after that she was sent to a convent. Which is interesting, if you come to think of it, that such a prominent person in the fortune-telling world would come at first from a convent. From a very young age, she has always been interested in trying to make predictions. And this started getting traction even at the convent, where she predicted that a director at the convent would get transferred from that convent that she was on to another one. Some people argue whether or not she left the convent afterwards or if she was expelled due to her uncommon practices for that place and time. But the fact is that she eventually left to Paris. She gained immense fame for her readings, attracting very important figures at the time such as Josephine Bonaparte, Robespierre, and even Napoleon himself. Her prophecies about the French Revolution and the rise and fall of Napoleon really were the cherry on top of her fame. During her lifetime, she faced suspicion and even imprisonment for her perceived influence and outspoken nature. It's a lot of fortune-telling methods, not only those which involve cards. Lenormand passed away in 1843, leaving behind an immense fortune, which ironically was left to her nephew, which is a Catholic, and ended up burning all her fortune-telling tools, which is really unfortunate. So let's start the impressive part of the video. The first reading that I'm going to talk about, which was one that was very famous, was reading about the rise and fall of Napoleon. Lenormand famously predicted Napoleon's rise to power even before he was a general. Another very interesting reading was Josephine Bonaparte's future. Lenormand met Josephine before Josephine actually met Napoleon, and at the time she gave Josephine a startling reading. She predicted Josephine's marriage to a very prominent figure. Before the revolution's full-blown outburst, Lenormand made pronouncements of major social upheaval and bloodshed in France. Some other worthy mentions about her readings was predicting the death of Robespierre, which was one of the revolution's key figures, her accurate interpretations of royalty and influential people at the time, and even reading for common folks resonated with their personal situations, and this helped her to become even more popular. And this is quite important for those that don't believe in foresight, because one may argue that it's easier to predict the future if you're talking about celebrities and if you're talking about important people, because their lives are already out there, so making assumptions would be easier. But resonating with common folk, that's a completely different story. So in the end, Lenormand's most famous readings showcase her incredible abilities, an intuitive grasp of the human nature and political currents. These readings, even today, continue to capture the imagination of people and contributes to her status as a legendary figure for the fortune-telling work. And that's it for Lenormand for now, but stay tuned because I will make more videos about important figures for the fortune-telling world. See you next time.